Hi.
You don't have a bit for me today?
I mean, I can tell you my bit, and that bit is the fact that I saw the funniest metaphor on Twitter. Well, not on Twitter. A screenshot of Twitter, because I'm not on Twitter. But, like, so I've been getting back into, like, Danganronpa and shit like that, and someone said getting queer-baited by Danganronpa is like letting a dog beat you at chess, except the dog's been training his entire life for this, and you've never played chess.
I will take your word for it.
I think we should teach Mimi to play chess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Old dogs, new tricks. I think we know the phrase here.
I think she could do it.
Oh.
Chess is basically a solved game at this point. I mean, we could teach her how to play chess. I feel like we could do it. If we can teach her how to, tell us when she needs to go out, I think we can teach her how to play chess.
Okay. Sure.
Alfie would probably have an easier time, though.
Welcome back to the Kill Your Normie podcast. We have changed the setup yet again because
Your laptop died.
Yep.
It's every fucking week with you, huh?
I know. Yeah, my laptop died. R.I.P.
Mm.
She just stopped turning on and stopped taking power.
Yep. Laptops do that.
Yeah. So now I am on a very pretty new MacBook Pro.
I went through the same thing back in February.
Yeah. So, she's gorgeous. She's here. She doesn't panic when I make her do two things at once.
She's space black.
She's space black. She's gorgeous. I still had to put an adapter on the side of her, though. This one does have jacks, like HDMI. It has memory card,
but no rubber balls, so we can't play.
No rubber balls. So, yeah. But, every jack except for a USB.
Of course.
So.
Because everything's USB-C nowadays.
Even so.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is ridiculous.
Mm.
Anyway, welcome back to the Kill Your Normie podcast, where we get deep on nerd culture and pop culture. Because yes, it is that deep. We are back from, well, not fresh, it's been a week, back from ConnectiCon.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
It was a very good time.
So that's what we'll be talking about today. Before we start, do you have any headshots and hyperfixations?
I do have a very big hyperfixation. So a while back, I ordered the deluxe edition of 100 Line Last Defense Academy, and I've been playing it on and off since I got it. But I finally locked in this weekend, and that's basically all I've been doing since, evening Thursday, is play this game. I've put about 20 hours into it. I'm almost done with the first route. There are 100 more to go.
Oh my gosh.
So it's very good. It's very good. I'm having a great time. No one in this game's a good person, but they're all wonderful.
Lovely. Do you have any headshots, or is it just a hyperfixation?
I've been locked in on this, so I've been in an isolation chamber for the past 4 days.
Okay, my headshot is... Oh, so today we got some new images from Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. So we got the trailer a month or so back, and now we're getting, new images and things.
I've not seen this trailer.
It looks fantastic. I mean, if anyone's gonna do...
It's Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. And then my hyperfixation actually has been, a book. So I was reading a really good book. I'm reading Maggie Stiefvater's new book, which was called The Listeners. It's she's mostly known for doing YA fantasy, and this is her first adult historical, which was really good. Until I went to the library to return a book, and then I can't go to the library and not go inside the library. So I came out with Book Lovers by Emily Henry, which Emily Henry is huge in the book talk space, even though I'm not on TikTok anymore, but I've heard her name for a few years now, and she's got 5 or 6 books out, and everyone talks about their favorite Emily Henry. Everyone ranks them differently. Everyone has their very specific preferences and things like that. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just pick up Book Lovers. I'd been looking for it for a little bit, but at the library, it's always checked out because it's so popular, and I'm loving it. It's one of those things where I picked it up in the library and I sat in a chair and I read, And I was like, I have to go to work in like a little bit because I was able to go because
Yeah.
I got to go in late to work the other day. And I actually sat there and was like looking at the clock being like, oh, I don't want to like get up.
Yeah.
And I haven't had like a moment like that in a hot minute.
Mhm.
So I'm like, when I finish that, I'm going to go back to the listeners because I did like that. But for right now, I'm on full book lovers lockdown.
Excellent. I do have one headshot, actually.
Oh, you do?
You just reminded me. I just want to remind everyone, never kill yourself.
Oh my god.
Because they just announced they are bringing Art of Animation back to Hollywood Studios.
Oh, yes, this is
Disney.
it.
I am so excited.
This was a big day for you.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Never kill yourself. Ever. 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 Everyone turns around the second before they lock in. Like, it is... I don't know if I've explained this, but Hollywood Studios used to have this big old animation pavilion, and it was beautiful, and you could watch the animators work, and they would teach you how to draw characters and stuff, and then they shut it all down, and they put a Star Wars meet and greet there. And now they're getting rid of the Star Wars meet and greet, because it's weird for them to have a Star Wars meet and greet not in the Star Wars area, and now it's going to be Art of Animation again, so they are locking in, and we are so happy.
I am so happy for you.
For us.
For us. I'm happy for us. I am.
No, we're locking in.
No, we're locking in. Okay. Okay. So this week's episode is about ConnectiCon 2025.
Yes.
ConnectiCon is held in Hartford, Connecticut every summer at the convention center, which is attached to the downtown Marriott. Not that we stayed there,
No.
but we first attended in 2014.
Well, it was 2013.
Nope, it was 2014.
Mm.
And we had a great time. That was
Yeah.
like our first like convention experience.
Ever.
Well, D23. We didn't really know that's what that
yeah.
was. Yeah, so we did that back in 2014, and then in 2023, we kind of made... That was, like, the year, like, the summer, we, like, had a list of things we wanted to actually do.
Yeah, we only hit, like, 2 of them.
We hit, like, 3.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we wanted to do, like, actual, like, in-person fandom activities. Like, we just kind of made a point of, like, going into those spaces in real life.
It was good. It was good. We had a good time.
We did have a good time.
Yeah. And then we were planning on going in 2024, but we couldn't because we had NoahCon tickets.
Yeah, we were going to a very different con. It was NoahCon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was a phenomenal concert. Like,
yeah.
I would not have given that up for the world.
Yeah, NoahCon at Fenway. I mean, that was...
Yeah. New England mention.
New England mention. We love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year we made a point to go, especially because now that we had started the podcast, I was like, we need to start kind of like going to more fan events and
seeing what's up.
Yeah. And we handed out our cards to people. We saw a lot of panels. Ren bought a lot of stickers.
Yes.
I also bought a lot of stickers, but also candles.
I bought a lot of buttons too.
Buttons, yeah. So let's just get into it, I guess. I mean, we don't frequent many conventions. Like the most, I mean, I haven't gone to a multi-fandom convention in a hot minute.
No, you've gone to Supernatural Con twice now.
Yeah, I've gone to 2, the Creation Entertainment ones, which again is that's one subject matter.
And the last convention I went to that was not ConnectiCon was PAX East in 2019.
Oh, okay, so like pre-COVID.
That was like pre-COVID, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we do, like, listen, we're Disney World people, so, like, it's not like we're not, we've been in fan spaces. But, yeah, and also, I mean, like, Supernatural is, like, much smaller, and it happens in a hotel rather than a convention center. But yeah, this was definitely, like, we've never attended, like, a New York Comic-Con or San Diego, or...
We did D23, but again, that was a big...
We did D23.
Yeah, we didn't really know what that was yet.
Yeah, was it the first D23?
It definitely wasn't. It wasn't. It had been going on for a little bit.
I think
we were just in the right place at the right time, basically.
Yeah, we went to D23, which is, for those who don't know, is the big Disney expo that happens.
It's like their Disney fan club
it's
expo.
every other year.
Ish,
and they do large announcements, usually involving parks or movies or, you know, Marvel gets a lot of stuff announced there. The animation department. Yeah. That's kind of like their big presentation of the year.
We went to a Lion King screening when we were there.
Lion King 3D.
Hats. We got hats, yeah.
Lion King 3D. Yeah, we didn't know really what we had there because there were probably like guests and people we could have met if we had known to plan. And
we were like young teenagers at the time.
I was, like 13.
Yeah, I was 10 or 11.
Yeah, because I was about to go to high school.
Yeah.
Because we got stuck in LA. Yeah, we were in Los Angeles and we got stuck there because of a hurricane.
Yeah.
So, and
it's Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah, and I thought I was going to miss my first year of high school.
Oh.
Dating myself here.
Yeah,
so that's kind of like our experience with any kind of like multi-fandom convention. Although you did Anime Boston.
I did Anime Boston a few times. I've only gone with friends a couple times, but I mostly go with my dad. The experience was mixed. Like the convention was good. I was just going through a mentally ill time. But the convention was pretty good. It's just a huge convention. I do like that convention center. It's huge and it's crowded. But I had a good time whenever I would go to Anime Boston. I just have not been in a few years. It's also where PAX East was. I really like the Boston Convention Center. But yeah, no, I liked PAX East as well. My biggest regret in life is the fact that I was this close to seeing Brian David Gilbert perform the Perfect Poker Rap live. I talk about this all the time. I was this close. We were literally like at the door and they were at cutoff. So
it's like, on YouTube. Watch it.
It's so good.
Even I'm not like a Pokemon person, and even I found it fun.
Yeah. So we love you, Brian David Gilbert, who's obviously one of our followers.
We'll link it in the show notes.
But yeah, so that was the last convention I went to, and then COVID hit. I did go to a mini like indie games convention before that, but like that was very, very small.
Yeah. And I think like in terms of like fan events, like we went to, you know, Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
We also went to, there was like a comic book thing it was at the
it was a trade not really a trade show, but it was like
one of those smaller things that happen usually at like Army Navy clubs, or
it was at the Lions Club, I think.
I think so. Something like that. It's usually like one of those smaller, it's also kind of like serves as like a toy show.
Yeah. A lot of people like it with like vintage toys and comic books. Very small. Very small.
But those are fun. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably like the extent of it. We did look into Terrificon.
Yeah.
For this year, one con at a time. That one maybe won't something we swing next year.
We were also looking at Rhode Island Comic Con.
We looked at Rhode Island.
Not for this year, but for next year.
For next year. Or down the line.
Yeah.
So we're looking into it. We want to go to more of these. Just to see.
It's fun.
It is fun. And like, I love getting to meet, like, the guests and getting to speak to people who, like, you might not otherwise get to talk to.
I just love the atmosphere of it.
Like, people are enthusiastic. Yeah.
Everyone,
Hartford Comic Con. Not to be confused with ConnectiCon, but like 10 years ago or so, they did something called Hartford Comic Con. I don't think they ever did it again, but it was in the basement of the XL Center, which is now.
I remember that. We got asked out for drinks. We were both underage.
Yes, that's right. Someone asked us out for drinks, and we were both. Like, I was 19.
Yeah, and
I was 18.
Yeah.
And you were...
Like 15, 16.
15, yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So that...
I mean, they were nice, but like...
That one was a really small one. Like, you could do the dealer's hall in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we were done.
And there was one panel.
Yeah.
And we would finish up pretty quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the extent of our con experience. So I kind of like, I wrote down some kind of like general coverage and stuff just because you were going to a lot of other things, so I had more downtime than you did.
I did do some coverage of the panels.
Yeah,
so extensive notes on those.
Yeah, let's talk about, like, I kind of wrote down like 3 main questions. So conventions do have, especially nowadays, have like a tendency to lean very corporate. Just like big companies tend to just sort of be the main events at these things. ConnectiCon, I'm happy to say, is not.
I will say, I do wonder if the whole perception of cons being corporate is because the cons you hear about are the ones that are getting sponsored by all these corporate, like Anime Expo is sponsored by a lot of big companies, or like San Diego Comic-Con, although the Comic-Cons are sponsored by big companies.
Yeah.
A lot of these smaller regional conventions are very, very fan-run.
Yes.
And this one especially there was not a lot of vendors that I would say like were huge corporate. Like they had a T-Mobile booth that was about.
That is about as corporate as it got. Yeah. Anything that wasn't like small businesses or like artists were Hartford local or Connecticut local companies.
Like they had a local dog shelter there with puppies. Yeah.
that was very cute. They also had like the local like arts and science magnet school was featured there. There was another one I saw where I was like, my job needs a booth here, like just because it just made sense. So I'm always happy to see like it is very fan focused. Yes. I do really appreciate that, and its size, and the people who get to do panels are fans.
Yes.
And I mean, there's fans and there's professionals, but like I think there's a nice mix. I do wish there was more pop culture stuff in terms of panels. There was like the guests here are very voice actor heavy.
Yes.
Not a lot of live action.
And they actually did have a lot of panels for the voice actors. They just weren't panels you were interested in.
Well, the thing is, because there was one thing where I guess there was an X-Men 97 panel, and I have not yet seen X-Men 97, so I was like, oh man, I wish I had like gotten into it sooner, because then I would have gone to the panel, because I would have known who the people were and the characters. And there were a lot of people cosplaying X-Men 97.
Yeah.
So it was, there's certain things like that, whereas like something like Terrificon does have a lot more live action actors and people from TV and you know, 80s movies and things, and also comic book artists. So that, I like its size. It's because it's big, but it's doable.
Yeah. We went we didn't go Thursday, but we went Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we're pretty much done by 5. We got in at like 10 and we're done by 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we're not party people when it comes to conventions. We get wiped so easily. You know, it might have been different if we had like a hotel room, but we live so close by.
Yeah.
It's just, it didn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it wasn't really feasible for us to like get a Marriott or something.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. We live close enough that we could just drive in every day. So, I mean, I don't think it didn't feel corporate, it didn't feel sterile, everything felt very homegrown and very...
It's also a convention that's been going on for a while. I mean, I buy by ConnectiCon water bottle right here. It's been going on since 2023, or not 2023, 2003.
Yes, it's been going on for over 20 years. It is, I think they said it's New England's like longest running fan convention.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been going on for a while, and so I think they just kind of have a handle on things and they have their beat on the kind of the pulse of...
Yeah, I've never had like a poor time, like or poor management.
Yeah.
There's never been any, like, shenanigans as far as I know.
The only incident I've had with, like, poor management was there was a meetup I was supposed to go to in 2023, where we went there and there was a bunch of people waiting for the meetup to kind of start and for the panel room to open, and the host never showed up. And no one really ever told us. And we did ask staff, and they're like, no, supposedly she's showing up. Like, I don't know where she is. She never showed up. And so we just kind of, like, held basically a, like, makeshift one outside that room where it was supposed to be. But that was the only time I'd ever had an issue.
Well, at the end of the convention, we were supposed to go to a panel, and the person just never came, and
but
they
did notify.
They did notify.
This person never notified, and I think that was just more of an issue with the host itself than like an actual
management problem.
Yeah,
because they always had people like peeking in.
Yeah,
to
just like check numbers and see who was there. Yeah.
So it was. Yeah, it was. It's always been well run. I don't think I've ever had a problem.
I love all the artists that are there. It's a lot of like local artists. There's an artist that comes here. I think she might come here every year, but her name's Starman, and I have like all her stickers on my water bottle right now. She's so sweet. I love her. But yeah, starmanart.com. She's so great.
The second thing I wrote down was quality of panels, because 2023, I have to say, was a little hard to match because I got to see some really cool panels. Because we had the guy who wrote the Mickey Mouse book.
Yes!
And oh my gosh, I wish I could remember his name. I feel so bad.
I know the book is called A Mouse Divided.
Yes, and it's about, like, the creation of Mickey Mouse as a character and, like...
The rivalry between Disney and iWorks.
Yes. Yeah. The making of Mickey Mouse has been kind of, like, mythologized, and this is very much, like, the true story. And he gave a great, like, lecture on the history of Mickey Mouse. Yes. And then he gave another one, which was earlier in the day that you weren't with me for, where he talked about the Peter Parker luck. So he went through, like, several different comics of Spider-Man, like kind of like just like walking through his story and everything. But he was good. He was like qualified and he had written stuff on it, and he was absolutely great. I can't remember some of the one of my favorite smaller panels from 2023 was the girls who, because Barbie had come out that year, it was rating all the Barbie movies, like the straight to DVD Barbie movies,
or straight to streaming,
straight to streaming now, rating all of them, and it was just, that's like the fun kind of panel that I love done by locals, just because
I wish I'd gone to that panel.
It's so niche.
Yeah,
I loved it. It was great. This year we attended like it
was a mixed bag.
Yeah, the very first one we went to was How to Get Published,
which was good because actually that was run by Christopher Hart, who is he does a lot of art books and like how to draw books. If you are like any sort of person who is like a young child who wanted to know how to draw anime, you know who Chris Hart is. But yes, because because I'm just like, oh, how to get published. And we didn't really know who the host was. That was our very first panel of the entire convention. We just kind of dropped in, and he comes in and he's just like, hey, I'm Chris Hart. And I'm like, Chris fucking Hart? Chris Hart?
The Chris Hart?
The Chris Hart? And you're just like, who are you talking about? I'm just like, it's the guy. It's the guy. But yeah, he was very, very straightforward, very, very professional about kind of, he's basically just like, here's what you do when you're getting traditionally published. He didn't really talk too much about self-publishing. He did kind of say that self-publishing is more of a last resort. Again, this is a big topic. I'm not going to go into like everything he said. But he was, he's published so many books that like he knows what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what people are doing. People asked questions. He was very, very good about responding to questions. He talked about like sequels and what it means to like have a series and all that kind of stuff. Very, very knowledgeable. A+ there. I wish we had like visuals or something because he didn't have like a PowerPoint or anything. I wish I love it when a panel has visuals, but other than that, like he was great. That was good.
Yeah, and then the next one we went to also slam dunk.
That was probably my favorite panel of the whole thing.
Archiving 101 with Patrick Burden.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Dude, if you're out there, we loved it.
Yeah.
Basically, it was just an entire workshop on how to
store your shit. Like physical shit. He
did have one later on in the week.
He had 4.
He had like 4. But he had like one on digital stuff, which I really should have gone to considering I lost so much stuff outside. I've learned my lesson because this is the second time this has happened to me. But his was great. I took a ton of notes in that one.
He had great energy.
Also, he's like an actual archivist. This is what he does for his job.
Yeah.
Do you remember what university he worked for?
University of West Virginia. I know it because he was talking about Fallout during it, because Fallout 76 takes place in West Virginia. West Virginia.
Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah, so that was, again, great energy, like, great visuals. He had some fantastic archiving memes on lock.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah, no, great. No notes there.
No notes.
Yeah.
The next one we went to was about Shrek.
Yeah.
It was billed as the, kind of like the effect Shrek had on the animation industry. I will say there wasn't much in it I didn't already know.
It was a little scattered.
I don't know if it quite, like, landed its intention. But, like I said, like, as someone who's watched, like, all the behind-the-scenes stuff on every DVD we own, a lot of it was not new information to me.
It was new to me, because I hadn't watched that stuff yet, but, like, I don't think it was anything that you couldn't really find out for yourself, by just, like, again, looking at the behind-the-scenes footage and stuff. And then, like, they gave their opinions on kind of, like, where animation went after that. They weren't necessarily an industry professional. It was just basically a fan giving their opinion on Shrek.
Yeah.
Which, again, it's fine. That's fine.
That's gonna be fine. I think, like, it depends how it's delivered and things like that. I don't think... Sometimes, like, it's just, like, the presentation isn't strong, even if, like, the information is good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of the first one where we were like, alright.
Yeah.
And again, this was like not a professional, this was somebody who, well, actually we didn't get there early enough to even have her say if she had any credentials or anything, because usually people do kind of start with...
She did have a fantastic fairy godmother cosplay, though.
She did, she was in like, the Shrek 2 fairy godmother in the red dress, I Need a Hero, that outfit. So, fantastic cosplay. Next we had, this was another favorite, Surviving as an Artist in an AI Landscape. I think we came in late to this one, too.
Yeah, we had just gotten there.
This was, like, Saturday. We were, like, back to back to back.
Yeah. I actually really, really liked that one. The person who was giving the presentation, she was a painter, like an oil painter.
Yeah.
And she did a very, very good job of, she glossed over the part about, like, how to look for AI, but more just, like, what are we doing with what are people looking for when they're doing AI? Like, how can you, like, make yourself stand out against a bunch of AI artists? She also had a lot of really good information. Great energy.
Yeah.
What was her name? It was
Zia Alethiel.
Alethiel.
I have written down the names of most of the people here.
Yeah. She was great. I loved her. And she has great work too.
She did, and actually we'll link her website.
Yeah.
Because I saved it.
Probably one of the biggest tips she gave was the fact that, like, having physical, like, proof of work is really, really important nowadays, because she talks about how the fact that, like, Magic the Gathering cards, or, like, trading cards, like, a lot of those, like, original paintings for those cards go for, like, thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, everyone wants an original. Everyone wants an original.
And it's also proof that you did it.
Yeah. So she was talking about, like, doing, like, your physical sketchwork and then scanning it in to, like, a digital, basically, canvas. Which is not how I work, but I don't know, it might be interesting to try.
Or even, like, pencil sketches, or even, like, a preliminary, like, sketch study of the thing before you do the full deal. Like, something to prove that it was yours. Yeah. And it's funny, because, like, it seems very, like, no-brainer. Yeah. But I wouldn't have thought. Like, because in my head, I'm like, oh my god, how do you prove it? Because sometimes stuff just is...
Well, it's a lot difficult if you're working with digital.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, like, you know, preliminary sketch, and then you, like, I say in person, but, like, physically, and then, like, transferring it into a digital somehow. Like,
caught my eye was the fact that she was talking about, like, don't post high-res versions of your artwork. Because I have a tendency to do that, because I'm just like, I want everyone to see every detail. And she's like, don't do that, because that's how they're training off of you. They want those high-res versions. So now I'm instead of using PNGs, I'm doing my uploads as JPEGs. Like, very, very not compressed JPEGs. But it actually also makes the file size smaller. But yeah, and I still have, like, my original files and stuff like that, so I can still, like, resave them as PNGs and stuff like that. So it's not a big deal. But yeah, because that was also kind of, like, no-brainer. Like, I do watermark my work and stuff like that, but yeah, it's a no-brainer to just kind of, like, not have the big physical version of your stuff out there. So people can just grab it and just be like, it's mine now. Yeah, that was also kind of a no-brainer. She was great. I liked her work. And then what was the one after that?
The next, actually, I kind of want to go in order in which we did them. So the first one we did on the very last day was the backstory of Bill Cipher, which we got in late, too. This was by Kitty Monk. I guess she makes YouTube videos as well. I have not looked her up. I might pop her in the show notes if I can find her. We're just big Gravity Falls fans, and we knew a lot of Bill stuff. This one was actually just, like, a fun one. It wasn't super informative, because it wasn't a lot of stuff we didn't already know.
It was more just fan gushing.
It was fan gushing. It was really great. Like, because there were a lot of, like, cosplays in that.
We had one Bill cosplay walk in, like, halfway through, and everyone cheered.
It was so great. Like, that was, like, one of those moments where like, you just love being in fandom, because, like, everybody's in the room, and everybody's enthusiastic about the same thing, and you can, and again, you can be as involved or as quiet as you want, because you and I didn't really call anything out or anything. No. Like, we just kind of sat and watched and enjoyed the energy, and it was just nice to see a bunch of adults. Like, I mean, there were some teens in there, and a literal baby.
Oh yeah, there was a newborn.
There was a newborn.
The time baby.
The time baby. Yes, they mentioned the time baby, and then an actual baby showed up. Yeah, that was crazy. So I mean, that was just, again, like, not informational, but it was just, like, fan gushing, and it was really fun, and it was the last day, and you know, you and I were pretty tired already. So backstory of Bill Cipher was really fun. The next one we did was later on in the day. It was called We Have Frozen at Home, and it was basically covering, like, all of those rip-off movies that were trying to bank off Disney's success.
For anyone who's, like, our age or older, if you remember, like, going to the grocery store and they would sell DVDs at the grocery store, and, like, some of the DVDs would just be, like, Disney, but not quite. It was kind of those. It was
a big thing in the 90s and the 2000s. Although, like, she talked about, like, some of these 3D animated ones that were sort of repurposed or renamed to sort of, because there was one called, like, Brave, or
Kiara the Brave.
Kiara the Brave, and it had nothing to do with this girl.
Like she was only in there for, like, 10 minutes, maybe.
But they used her, like, as the cover of the DVD or whatever, and just put Brave in really big letters in kind of the same font as Pixar's Brave.
Yeah. And they did get sued for that.
They got sued.
Yeah.
There were a few, like, Frozen ones.
There was a bunch of Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh my god, so much Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now, granted, Hunchback is public domain.
I think I'll adopt him and raise him as my own.
So creepy.
Yeah, no, the voice acting's not great.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because there's like a Phantom of the Opera one that also has like a crappy animated like 80s counterpart, and it's supposed to be like classic literature for children.
Yeah.
And it's like really bad and really poorly acted. They did talk about what is it called? Like Golden Stories or something.
That was one of the companies.
One of the companies, who's done a Beauty and the Beast, which I have not seen. I should probably see it. I know it's like on YouTube, like in full. Because I have seen almost as many Beauty and the Beast adaptations as I can find. But the Hunchback ones freaking sent me. I didn't realize how many there were.
There were so many, yeah.
And it was so funny because like the audience, because she's going through them like in chronological order basically, and she's like, guys, it's happening again. And she'd cut to the next slide and she'd be like, another Hunchback. We'd be like, oh.
There was like 5 of them.
Yeah. They were also talked about, there was an Anastasia ripoff as well, which is not Disney. That was 20th Century Fox. And it was called, what was The Secret of Anastasia?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, gosh, I wonder what her secret could be.
Yeah, or no, The Secret of the Hunchback was also one of them. Because there was a lot of like The Secret of ones.
Yeah.
And the Secret of the Hunchback was that like he falls off the church.
And he becomes an angel.
Because he's actually an angel. That's why he was hunched. He had the wings.
It was. Then there was one where like the Hunchback was kind of hot.
Yeah, it was like weirdly hot.
He was like slouchy. He wasn't Hunchback. He kind of looked like Prince Eric.
Yeah.
Remember?
Well, all the princes looked like Prince Eric, apparently.
Basically, Little Mermaid happened, and they're like, damn, girls really love Eric.
We love Eric because he's stupid. That's why we like him.
Is he stupid?
He's stupid. Have you seen Little Mermaid recently? He's stupid.
He's nice. I just think like he's nice and not much else.
Yeah. Also, ally to disabled people.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
He's very nice to Ariel.
Yeah.
When she can't talk. The next one actually was probably my favorite panel. It was called Mindful Escapism by...
that one was also really, really good.
Yeah, by Heather Bodie, Lynx, and Patty. Heather was the only person who gave the last name.
Yes.
She is known for Geeknasium, which is a service that offers geeky workouts, like fandom-focused workouts. So, like, if you want, like, a Black Widow workout or a Superman workout...
There's a lot of, like, Marvel on there.
She just released her K-pop Demon Hunters one. I got an email. She has one, whatever your flavor is, she's got it.
I'm waiting for Hurricane ones to come out.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
We gave her cards, to the podcast, Heather.
So if you're listening, hi!
If you're listening, hi! We loved your panel so
Yes.
much. She was great, and and Lynx and Patty as well, this was called Mindful Escapism. It was about how fandom can improve your mental health, which is what we champion here.
That's what we do
all day, every day. We do think fandom is a healthy thing. It's not something you grow out of. It is something that you can incorporate into your life.
Not either or, it's an and.
It's not either or, it's an and. Basically talking about using escapism intentionally, not using it to hide, but using it to sort of protect yourself and be know that you're I am going into this, things are bad right now, and I know that I am going into this to make myself feel better and feel safe.
Well, the example Heather gave was basically the fact that she is large bodied. Not really sure what the term would be. But yeah, she's basically she was an actress, and she went to this acting class, and she was trying to get on and stuff like that. She went to an acting class, and they kind of reviewed her headshots.
Masterclass, with casting directors. And
they were trying to give everyone, this is what I would cast you for. I would cast you for a funny role, or
what should you go out for?
An ingenue. And then they got to her thing, and they're like, I'll be honest, I've never come across a role that I would cast you for.
Yeah.
And I'm just that's gotta be devastating to hear. And so she talked about how the fact that, because she's a large body person, it's harder for her to just navigate the world, and she feels very, very uncomfortable. She used to feel very, very uncomfortable with it, and then she ran into, basically, She-Hulk.
Yeah, she came across She-Hulk in the comics, and She-Hulk she's in her Hulk form the whole time. She's not like Bruce Banner. She doesn't, choose when she is or isn't.
Yes.
And she goes about her day, and she has a day job, and she dates,
Mhm.
and so she talked about, like, starting to channel She-Hulk in her workouts, and how that really helped her, like, because she said the gym used to be a place where she would kind of, like, punish herself, and instead this became a place to be, like, powerful. And I definitely related to that, because, like, my whole thing was, like, I was not an active person until we saw Captain Marvel in 2019, and
I want to do this.
And I saw what Brie Larson did to, like, get in shape for that movie, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. Yeah. And it was kind of the first time I had, like, approached the gym without aesthetics in mind. Yeah. I was just like, I saw Brie Larson push a Jeep, and I was like, I want to push a Jeep. Like, it's, you know, and, like, she's taller than me, and we have very different body types, but, like, yeah, like, I totally understand the thing of, like, channeling a very specific type of character in your workouts. Yeah.
Yeah, because I get that, too, because, like, I've also been trying to figure out ways to get more active, because I used to have a walk pad in my room, and I used to just do that every day, but my walk pad broke, so now I'm trying to figure out other ways for me to kind of get back into cardio, strength training, all that kind of stuff. And actually the thing that was getting me back into it was K-pop, because I watched K-pop Demon Hunters, and those girls can't move. So I totally understand the whole using kind of your imagination to, you know, make your day a little bit better. I mean, I also do that, like, when I'm at work and stuff like that. I call it lunch maxing, because I'm really into Fire Emblem. And so basically I'm just pretending that I'm doing stuff for the war effort. And it makes it feel a little better sometimes. But yeah, no, it's that whole panel was really, really just kind of cathartic to hear, like, other people's opinions and everything about how they use kind of their fandoms to get through the day and through tough situations. There was a girl there who talked about the fact that, like, her brother was in the hospital, and they would use gaming as a way to connect. So there was a lot of just good conversation happening in that panel.
Yeah, a lot of people are really vulnerable. It was just, that's, like, because, like, we were coming to the end of the convention, and I was honestly starting to tap out. And I love fandom. I do. But there are some times where, like, after a while of being in, like, the space, I'm kind of like, okay, I need to go, like, consume something that's...
You need to touch grass.
Touch grass, and also, like, I need to go, like, consume something quote-unquote highbrow. Sometimes you're like... Because fandom, like, while you can get really deep on it and get analytical about it, there is, like, a sense of, like, junk food aspect to it sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes. And in this case, after a while, I was like, okay, I need to, like, go engage with something in an intelligent way, or just, like, engage, like, which is kind of why I turned to, like, kind of the journalistic side of things, where I was like, okay, it's time to sort of, like, sit down and analyze the convention.
Yes.
And the space, like, anthropologically. So, but it was really nice to, like, be in a panel, especially towards the end, where I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting to the place where now I want to, like, step back and actually start doing, like, the work for the podcast, and also, like, writing stuff up, because I did some written stuff post-convention. It was nice to just be in a space where I was like, this is why. Yeah. This is why I'm here. So, yeah. It was, I think it encapsulated exactly, like, what we're looking to accomplish. Yes. And what makes fandom a healthy thing. Yes.
Again, it's not an either or, it's
an and.
There's a lot of good skills you can cosplay. A lot of good skills you can cultivate in fandom, including through cosplay. Yes. Because, like, it's social skills, and it's writing skills, and it's critical thinking skills, and it's creativity, and it's, if you're in cosplay, it's sewing, it's all this kind of stuff. So it's fandom's good for you. Fandom's good for the soul. But yeah, whatever motivates you.
Yeah. So the next thing I kind of wrote down was, like, what fandoms did I see this year? Because when I covered 2023, because in 2023, I did a piece for the Fangirls My Core Substack, where I looked at 2014, because I still had video and photos from then, and then 2023, because it was almost a decade apart. Yes. So, like, in 2014, a lot of the fandoms I was seeing were, you know, Super Wholocks. A lot of Doctor Who, a lot of Sherlock, a lot of Supernatural, a lot of, like, very Western fandoms, a lot of Marvel.
Yes. That was right after Avengers came out, isn't it?
2 years. It would have been around Ultron.
I know, but it'd still be fresh.
It was fresh. Yeah, it was happening. And then when we went in 2023, I saw a lot of the ones I recognized were Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
Our Flag Means Death, What We Do in the Shadows, and Good Omens, because those were huge at the time. And then a lot more anime stuff than there was like a decade ago. And then this year, I actually found myself kind of hard pressed to find anything that wasn't anime.
It was a little interesting, actually, from my point of view. I've talked about this with my family before, but like a couple years ago, when I started kind of going back to the mall after COVID, I noticed that there was an anime store in the mall now that like sold anime figures, and I thought I was in the fucking Twilight Zone, because when I was growing up in high school, middle school, I was bullied for liking anime and for like liking JRPGs and stuff like that. And now it's like it's everywhere now. It's really, really everywhere now. And there was a lot of, I mean, basically the entire convention, the artist alley was basically like all anime and also D&D. There was a lot of D&D stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of fantasy. But like a lot of anime, a lot of gaming. If you did see Marvel stuff, it was usually Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, those designs are good anyway.
They're
like,
great designs, yeah.
But there was a lot of anime, a lot of I'm trying to remember what I was seeing. I was seeing a lot of, not as much as Jujutsu Kaisen as I thought it would. I saw a lot of Nanamis, mostly because I was on the lookout for him, because my friend really likes Nanami.
This year?
This year.
Okay.
There's a lot of guys in blue shirts with weird ties, weird glasses, and blonde hair. There was a lot of K-pop Demon Hunters. We saw quite a few of those.
And actually, halfway through the convention, like, when we went home one night, I had to do, like, laundry or something. So everyone had been talking about how good K-pop Demon Hunters was, like, all day. Including, I think, at the panel we were at. The one with Heather. And I went home and watched it.
And I was so mad at you because you watched it without me.
Well, I was just like, oh, I've got to fold laundry. Everyone's saying this movie is good. I'll watch it.
I still would have watched it with you, even if you were folding. I would have helped you.
So yeah, I watched it, and then it was nice because then when I went back to the convention the next day, I actually recognized
like, oh, Rumi, oh, Mira, like it was nice. We saw a lot of Miras, some Rumis, a couple of Jinus, but not a lot of Zoes, unfortunately. Even though I really like Zoe. So a lot of K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm trying to think of like what other stuff. Because a lot of it's like a blur to me because there's a lot of like shonen stuff that I just don't watch.
The TV people.
Oh, okay. So there was a lot of so for those of you who don't know, there's this game called Deltarune, and it's being released in chapters. And the chapter 3 and chapter 4 came out at the beginning of June. There was a character from chapter 3. His name is Tenna. He is basically like a TV presenter, but his head is a TV. There were so many Tenna cosplayers. So many of them. And that is not an easy cosplay to put together. Like, putting together a TV head is not easy. Especially when you're trying to do a stylized one like the one he has. We were hanging out at the hotel, kind of like while we were waiting for our next panel to start.
Yeah, there was just like a little like landing area where you could sit and hang out.
And there was a guy who came up and he was dressed as Tenna and he took the TV head off. I was so upset that I didn't get a picture of him. I didn't want to, like, interrupt his break because a lot of people were coming over and just being like, can you put the head on? Because he had a really, really well-designed head. And he was telling these other people how he basically had a friend who was an engineer basically rig this up for him. It has fans blowing on him so it's not hot. And there's, like, air circulation. And I'm just like, again, it was a month and a half ago when that game came out. So I'm like, you must have been grinding the entire time. I also saw a lot of Chris's and a lot of, I saw a few Rouseys. I didn't see any Susie's because Susie's hard to cosplay. And a couple of Noels as well. So a lot of Deltarune. And then like, one thing that I didn't see much of that I was expecting to see more of, and this was kind of my litmus test to see if this had staying power, was there was a game at the beginning of the year called My Side or B-Side. And my immediate instinct of this game was that it was going to be kind of flavor of the month, flash in the pan. I saw one print for it, my friend cosplayed for it, and that was about as much as I saw for it. So I'm like, okay, I was correct that this kind of came and went. I was expecting to see a little bit more for 100 Line, because that game just came out and I thought it was going to pick up a little bit more. It didn't. But I do like the little fandom that I have on Tumblr. But yeah, and then we also saw a lot of K-pop Demon Hunters.
A lot of K-pop, merchandise, yeah. A lot of K-pop Demon Hunters. In terms of, like, stuff I noticed, I mean, on the day of the Marvel shoot, There was
more Marvels.
There were a lot of Marvel stuff. A lot of Wolverines. Specifically the Deadpool and Wolverine costume.
Oh, there was the guy with the wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. So there were a few, like, full costume Deadpools. Not just, like, people who put on a Deadpool mask and, like, put on an outfit. Like, these were full Deadpool suits. And several Wolverines, like, in the yellow and the blue. Now, granted, like, X-Men 97 is big right now. That's kind of, like, around the same time. But there was a Deadpool with a wheelchair of, like, a
adamantium skeleton.
And with a sign that said, till he's 90. And if you've seen Deadpool and Wolverine,
y'all know what's up.
You'll know what's up. It was really good. I saw a few Buckies, which was fun.
Those Buckies have the walk down, too.
They do. I think it's just, once you put the costume on, it's just in you. I saw, like, a lot of rogues.
Yeah.
From X-Men. Like, a lot of those. We saw Black Widow. I'm trying to think who else. I saw Nick Fury.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. We saw Black Widow. We saw a couple Black Widows.
There was a Doctor Strange as well.
Yeah. Oh, you know what else I saw? Has-Been. A lot of Has-Been.
There was some, Has-Been Hotel.
A lot of Has-Been Hotel, a lot of Has-Been Hotel merch as well. That was probably, like, the big animated show that was out there.
I feel like I didn't see as much. There were some good Broadway cosplays, too, because we were leaving one day, and there was a Phantom guy getting a photo shoot done, and he had a pretty good Phantom thing going.
They had a Broadway meet and greet. Or, like, fandom cosplay thing.
Yeah, they had, like, they had a photo shoot.
Yeah, photo shoot.
I don't think I saw all of them. I can't remember if there was anybody else. Oh, we saw Heather.
Yeah.
Heather.
Yes.
From Heather's.
I saw a lot of Project Sekai cosplayers. A lot of them seemed younger, like high school age, which does not surprise me, because that fandom just tends to skew young, and it's a good, like, friendship cosplay. We did see 2 TikTokers who were dressed up as Project Sekai characters, who were kind of, like, the hallway was basically empty, so they were doing, like, a little dance. I knew which song they were dancing to. And then, like, as soon as they were done, they quickly went to their phone to clear out the hallway, and it was very cute. I also saw, Genshin, and lots of Genshin, lots of, not as much Honkai Star Rail, and then, like, No's Endless.
We did see some, like, unique cosplays, because on our last day, you remember the mask guys? Like Jim Carrey's The Mask.
Yes! Yeah.
So there were 2... Actually, it was... Okay, so there was someone dressed as Jim Carrey from The Mask with, like, a mask, and it looked great. And then another guy was dressed as Ace Ventura. So it was, like, 2 Jim Carrey characters, which I really like to see. Oh, obviously there's gonna be Ghostbusters at any convention.
The steampunk Ghostbusters!
Oh my gosh, those were so
Oh my god, because like, there's these 2 people walking around, they've got, like, full steampunk gear on, they've got these steampunk backpacks, and I'm just like, no, because they're, like, holding, like, little sensors, and I'm just like, no, it couldn't be. And then I look at the patch, and it's a Ghostbusters patch. They did a steampunk ghost. It was so cool.
The packs were incredible, like, with the gears, and oh my gosh, and they lit up.
Yes!
Yeah, oh my gosh. I'm always, like, just so, like...
blown away by cosplay.
There was a Chewbacca.
Yes,
there was a
Belle.
There was a Belle. I think she was Belle, like, every day.
Yeah.
Like, every time I saw her, she was in the Belle costume, and that was, like, over multiple days.
Yeah.
We saw some Disney ones.
Yeah.
There was a little girl dressed as Mirabelle.
Yes, I saw Maleficent.
Yes, there was a Maleficent. I saw one Doctor Who cosplay. One.
Yeah, no.
And she was dressed as Rose. Specifically, I'm pretty sure from the Werewolves episode. What happened to the Doctor Who fans, guys? Was the finale that bad that we just stopped cosplaying Doctor Who? Like, I didn't even see, like, anyone dressed as, like, David Tennant. Like, one of the... Like, I know Ncuti had so many outfits, alright? But, like, where are the Doctor Who people?
I mean, I think we could kind of segue this into kind of a discussion more about, like, just kind of how fandoms shifted within the past, especially since COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying necessarily behavior-wise. The behavior of the convention was fine.
Yeah, actually, people behaved pretty well.
There was some things with, like, small children, like, just being, like, not being watched.
Small children not being watched. I listen, like, this thing has stuff for kids. There were kids' passes. There were just certain things where I was, like, kind of surprised.
Bringing a newborn, like...
People were bringing newborns. Yeah. Like, babies who can't even sit up yet.
Yeah, like, it was that I'm just like, maybe get a sitter. Yeah.
Yeah, there was just certain things, especially because the baby in the Bill panel, stuff was getting loud. It was getting loud. It was getting rowdy, and I could tell the baby was
not having it.
Not getting fussy and everything, and I'm just like, take him out. He's not happy here.
Yeah. But other than that, like, there was not really any bad behavior we saw or heard of.
No.
No guys being creepy as far as we saw.
Oh, yeah.
It was everyone was very, very nice. Everyone was very, very nice. But like fandom itself, kind of like demographically, I feel like has shifted. It's skewed more towards my side of things because we've talked about this before. There's kind of a divide between what fandoms we like because you like the live action TV side of things,
very Western,
very British as well. And I'm more like animated Eastern fandom, that kind of thing. And so it's skewed a lot more towards anime and stuff like that. And again, like we've talked a little bit about this in mainstream and fandom too, where it's kind of like anime hit the mainstream, like it officially hit the mainstream.
Oh yeah. That not even just anime, like K-dramas, J-dramas, all these
K-pop,
things.
Yeah. So it was great for me. It was great because I'm just like, yeah, I'm among my people now. But it is like, because like if you were on Tumblr back in the day, like you could not escape Super Kulak. Like it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I didn't give it. I will be honest. I don't give a fuck about any of those shows. But like you could not escape it. It was very much like if you were on Tumblr, you at least had some Super Kulak post on your thing. Like even if it was just a meme.
Yeah. Like I think like. Again, like, it took me a while to even get to, like, Supernatural.
Yeah.
And I was, I think, still reblogging stuff with Supernatural attached just because it was in the fandom language and the lexicon.
It was in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
And nowadays that kind of fandom has very much scattered. I feel like the only, like, Supernatural or Super Kulak thing people still reblog is, like, whenever there's some big breaking news story.
It's the Destiel.
It's the Destiel news. Yeah.
I love you meme.
I love you, a second plane has hit the tower.
Yeah, again, like, in my circles, like, people do still very much talk about it. It's in a sort of we can't escape it kind of way, because, like, also, all three of those shows have such insane lore with how they ended. Because Sherlock ended in a crazy way, Supernatural ended in a crazy way, now Doctor Who has ended for now in a crazy way. I'm like, how is it that all of these things have imploded? Yeah. So we've kind of all gotten to this point where, like, yeah, in my side of things, we're all just over here like, I can't believe we're still talking about this, but also, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. And it's been 5-10 years for some of it.
Yeah.
And we're just like, I cannot believe this happened.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, going outside, like, going outside, in terms of
touching grass,
in terms of like going into fandom spaces, I don't see it much. I saw 3 people with any kind of Supernatural thing. There was one girl who was in a like Supernatural themed like dress she had designed, which was really cool. There was a Supernatural girl at Pixar Trivia, which we'll get to in a second. Then there was a girl I was behind on the escalator, and this was a twofer, because she was dressed as Eras Tour references, like Taylor Swift Eras Tour. Yeah. So she had, like, the Karma jacket on, but her dress was very much, like, I think folklore. Yeah. Her hair clip was the orange door that comes down during one point, which was, like, a site for many conspiracies. But it was all, I remember her dress was all confetti. Like, from the Eras Tour. But her bag was the Jared Padalecki Always Keep Fighting campaign, which I have a t-shirt from that I don't fit into anymore. But this is back when the campaign first started, and, like, all the money goes to mental health charities. So there were 3. 3 and then 1 Doctor Who person. Yeah. So I'm like, man, how the turntables. But also, in 2023, I was like, oh, Our Flag Means Death, Good Omens, What We Do in the Shadows, those actually sort of rose to prominence on the internet as being the replacements for Super Kulak. They don't have the staying power, clearly. No. Although Good Omens is due for, like, a final season soon.
Yeah, the issue is that it got kind of tainted by the discourse.
The Neil Gaiman of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, and What We Do in the Shadows just ended. But there's stuff that's, like, I feel like maybe vying for a spot, Interview with a Vampire being one of those, which is now going to be called The Vampire Lestat, because now we're covering the second book, which I have to catch up, because I didn't have access to the
Anne Rice is dead now, so you can write as much fanfiction as you want!
Yeah, so there's stuff I think that side of fandom right now is really moving and shifting. Yeah. I'd be curious to see where we are a year from now. Yeah. But right now, because I said to you, I was like, I don't know. I mean, I know, like, some of this stuff is over and it's ended, but I also said, like, I just think nothing has really taken the spot yet.
Yeah, no, I think that's also, like, with anime and kind of JRPG fandom, anime fandom, you're kind of used to anime moving fast. Because basically it's like something serialized will come out, but usually will end after a few years. Like, again, like, it's usually, like, depending on the manga, could be, like, 5 to 10, or you could have, like, One Piece, where it's still fucking going.
A lot of One Piece cosplayers.
Yes, I mean, One Piece is huge. Like, it's,
and also that on top of the live action series and everything.
Which both are very good. Watch both of them. But yeah, so, but like seasonal anime is a huge deal because like if you're like an anime person, every 3 months there's a new like set of 20-30 shows to watch. And it really depends on kind of what you're into. There's actually we got a new season of My Dress Up Darling that I need to catch up on. Because I love that show, which is also about cosplay. But, so, like, we're used to kind of, like, anime kind of coming and going. Like, a couple years ago, that you could not escape, what was it fucking called? Oh my god. I can see it in my head. It's the fucking Idol, not Love Live. Because you know I'm into Love Live. This is not Love Live. It's Ai Hoshino, the anime that she's from. But there was a bunch of Ai Hoshino cosplayers because that was a huge thing a few years back, and now it's gone. Or it's kind of like faded out because the manga ended, no one liked how it ended. And then kind of the anime is kind of come and gone. So again, it's faded into the consciousness. Again, same thing with like Chainsaw Man. The Chainsaw Man anime is kind of faded from public consciousness. Like there's still a very active fan base because the manga's still ongoing. I'm part of it. But, like, it's faded from public consciousness, so you're not seeing as many, like, Denji, Makima, power cosplayers as you would, like, when it's airing. So you were kind of used to things shifting and changing.
See, and it was interesting, too, because, like, you're, like, talking about shifting and changing, but I was also talking about how, like, I was like, there are certain legacy fandoms, like Star Trek. There's always something Star Trek happening. Like, there's I think there's a new series coming out now. I saw no Star Trek people. And... yeah, it's like Star Trek. I mean, you see no Harry Potter nowadays, even though we did see some merch, just because you can't escape it. I'm trying to think, what else are, like, legacy?
We saw some Star Wars.
Some Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, obviously there was a Chewbacca. Did we see we saw some cosplayers, because there's a cosplayers guild for Star Wars.
That was actually kind of cool to see.
Yeah, it was kind of cool to see. But, like, I was really surprised, like, how little live-action anything was being represented this year. Because ConnectiCon did used to kind of strike a balance.
Yeah. I also wonder if it's kind of and again, I'm not in kind of the cosplay community, but I do wonder if there's a shift in the cosplay community from live action to animated, because it's much easier to make a believable animated character than it is to make a believable live action version. Because a lot of people will have a very specific face in mind for a live action character and not a specific face in mind for an animated character, because it's very much up to interpretation. So I wonder if, especially with the rise of TikTok, it's a lot. I think it's a lot easier for people to be like to cosplay an animated like Vaggie from Has Been Hotel versus Azrael from Good Omens. People might have a harder time basically getting traction because they're like, I know what Azrael looks like. You don't look like him. Yeah. Whereas, like, we don't really know what Charlie or Vaggie or Alistair would look like in real life. Yeah. And you can just kind of put them anywhere. So I wonder if there's a shift in the cosplay community away from that just because there's more room to interpret an animated cosplay versus a live action one.
I also think it depends on who's attending the convention as well, because this was, again, very voice actor heavy. So the fact that a lot of X-Men 97 people were here, and a lot of people were cosplaying as X-Men 97. Whereas I think if we went to, like, Terrificon, because I looked at that guest lineup, there were a lot of Marvel people, a lot of, like, TV, DC people, there were a lot of, I think you would have seen a lot more superhero cosplay and merchandise there than you would have here.
Same thing with Rhode Island Comic Con, because there was someone at work who came in and she was talking about her experience at Rhode Island Comic Con, and she's big into the comic space, and she's a big comic cosplayer. They have a huge live action lineup at Rhode Island.
I looked at their lineup, it was fantastic.
And so, like, she was cosplaying various different, she did Gambit, I think, at Rhode Island Comic Con. And so I think again, it does depend on who's kind of, but also, like,
because I think, like, also, like, if you know, like, the character's gonna, the person that voices the character is going to be there, you kind of want to, like, dress as the character, which I totally
You
get.
want to dress as Goro if Robbie Damon's going to be there.
Yes.
Which actually, I only saw, like, a couple Goros. But I did see a lot of Persona 5, too. There was a biblically accurate Yusuke cosplayer, Misconnections, Call Me. There
were a lot of Arcane people.
Yes, a lot of Arcane. Which I want to cosplay Jinx so bad. That is a hard cosplay to pull off, but it would be so fun. I am planning on cosplaying next year. But what I
thought I was gonna do Kate Bishop and I could not get my shit together in time.
Yeah. You did like a little Captain Marvel thing.
I did a little Captain Marvel thing.
Marvel moment.
I had a little Marvel moment, and then I wore my like new Captain America t-shirt. Yeah. Well, the first day I went, I did white button down, which I needed for work anyway, and Superman t-shirt underneath with my glasses on, so I could do a little Clark Kent, and people got it. Yeah. People got it.
Yeah. No, it was actually very, very funny because we were like at a booth or something like that, and someone just went, "Oh, Clark Kent!"
No, someone went, "Oh, Superman!" Oh, wait, Clark Kent. And I was like, "Yeah!" And then when we were walking back to our car, there was a woman coming up the steps when we were going down, and she was like, "Yeah, Supergirl!" And I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah, that was cute.
Love that energy.
And but what I was saying though, just going back to the topic of like voice actors, and yes, there is something to be said for like when does that transition happen? Because like. Again, when we went in 2014, there was kind of more, it seemed like there was more of a mix. So, like, if it's the guest that happened, when does the guest kind of get more anime-centric and more voice actor-centric?
I wish I could find a guest list for that year we went, because we were new to conventions. We also went to see Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah, I actually never saw him when I was there.
When you were there, you didn't
know?
No,
because me and Tommy were hanging out.
Okay, so yeah,
mostly you and Katie,
me and my friends went to go see Nostalgia Critic.
You actually had like a conversation with him.
We did.
Yeah.
And he felt very old even then, because I was 16 at the time, and I was like, we've been watching you since we were 11. We probably should not have been watching him when we were 11. But my friend had an older brother, and that's what happens. He was here again this year. I mean,
I think he comes every year.
He comes every year. It's really interesting because his panel in 2014 was in that big ballroom that we saw. That was there were a lot of cool drag performances and stuff happening there. Whereas this year he was in just kind of a larger panel room, so it was interesting to me seeing how that had shrunk over a decade. Now, granted, Channel Awesome and Doug Walker's company have come under fire in like recent years for like crappy
various reasons,
crappy work practices, things like that. I don't really know where they stand today. Occasionally, if I want to feel nostalgic, I will watch his videos.
You want to feel nostalgic?
Oh yeah, because he's the nostalgia critic. So like he's still there. I wish I could find a guest list from 2014 because I would love to know like who we possibly missed.
Yeah.
Actually, no, there was an Invader Zim panel when we were there.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of footage of that. Because the camera I was using, I remember just killed batteries.
Yeah.
Like it was using AA batteries and would just absolutely
chew through them.
Just chew through them. It was awful. Yeah, I would be really curious to see kind of like what the difference was. Because even like something like Invader Zim wasn't really present.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, also, like, Invader Zim is, like, that's a very, like, nostalgia-bait show. I'm not sure if it lends... We saw Ager. From which that also could have just been in any emo kid.
I know, that was the one thing where you and I had, like, an argument. I was like, is that a girl or is that, like, an emo kid? And I was like, I mean, is there a difference?
Yeah, but, like... I feel like Invader Zim's like a very nostalgic show for like people like us and for like people who do romanticize that kind of like emo scemo era. But I'm not sure if it's like fandom. Like it had a fandom a little while back because it got put on like Netflix or something like that and it got really popular really fast, but it kind of burnt out at the same time. Again, this is kind of what keeps going with fandom is like they'll come back, like get really, really popular really fast and then burn out.
Yeah, and that's like, and I do think like, again, like going back to like something like Super Hulock, the fact that like my fandom circles, we still talk about it just because we were there at its height.
Yeah.
And we weren't there like when people like burned through it. It did last for a very long time. There was a very clear peak and a very clear valley for a lot of it. Whereas now, like, it's really only like I feel like we're going to see a resurgence of Stranger Things again. Yes. Possibly, like, I don't know when the last part of the season comes, or the end of it comes, but I remember when the last season came out, I mean, the character of Eddie Munster? That's not right. No. That's from the Munsters.
Yeah.
I don't watch Stranger Things.
The character of Eddie.
The character of Eddie, like, that was a massive cosplay. at the time.
Steve?
Hellfire Club, Steve.
Yeah.
Like
what was the girl with the short hair? Robin?
Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was a big cosplay moment. I feel like it may happen again, unless like this final season, because they've dragged it out for so long.
Mm.
They're just like, I don't know if people are gonna get sick of it or not. Sometimes I can't tell if people, even with the viewer numbers, sometimes I can't tell if people actually like it.
Yeah. I mean, there was one of my legacy fandoms that kind of like, looking back on it, I did not see a lot of cosplay for, even though it's a very cosplay heavy fandom. And that was Danganronpa. I did not see a lot of Danganronpa cosplays. And again, this franchise has been dead for 8 years now. But like, it still has like an active fan base, and it did have like a revival over COVID because basically all the games went on sale and everyone's just like, this is a weird quirky game. And I'm just like, yes, it is very bad. It is so good. But I didn't see a lot of Danganronpa cosplayers there. Those are usually like, back in the day, you could sway that cat around and hit like 8 Byakuya's. Like, it's not even funny. But those are one of the cosplays I didn't see that were like a legacy cosplay. Persona, I saw a lot of Persona 5. Persona 5 is not going to go fucking anywhere. Persona 3, I saw a couple of those because they just had the remake out. I did not see any Persona 4 at all, which was very, very interesting for me. They are getting a remake soon, so I'm hoping to see more. But
it's interesting. I didn't see any like, and like this may not even be that popular, but I feel like I saw it more a few years ago. I didn't see any Miraculous Ladybug people.
People don't like where the show went.
Really? This is the thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I
think I saw like a couple of Ladybugs and like maybe a Chat Noir. The show went in a very, very weird direction like a year or two ago, and people didn't like it.
See, I've only ever caught it in reruns, and it's always insane when I do.
Yeah, I only know Miraculous Ladybug tangentially because my friend used to be really obsessed with it in high school, and I basically I watched a little bit of it, and like I kind of vaguely interacted with the fan base. My favorite thing about the Miraculous Ladybug fandom is that they have perfected the love square, because it's just two fucking people who've refused to communicate and just have alter egos that are in love with each other. Like, they just the Miraculous Ladybug would be over in 5 episodes if they just sat down and talked to each other.
Isn't that kind of like a Sailor Moon thing as well?
Not really. No, this is like different. This is different because like you have, I could go all day on this, but like Marionette, and she likes whatever the fucking blonde kid's name is. I forget his name.
He's like and the son of a rich family.
Yeah, but that's also the villain. Like his dad's the villain.
I grasped that from the reruns, but
yeah, and then like his counterpart is in love with Ladybug, and he doesn't know that Marionette's Ladybug, but then Marionette falls for Chat Noir, but she doesn't know his name's Adrian. She doesn't realize that Chat Noir is Adrian. Like, it's there's a whole bunch of shit going on. I just think it's very, very funny. And it takes place in Paris. Because it's French.
It's crazy. But yeah, I didn't see any of those. I mean, yeah, like, again, I don't know what's going on in the fandoms at any given time.
Yeah.
And also, like, again, even with, like, the amount of numbers of people who watch some of this, I can never tell if it's, like, a positive watch.
Yeah.
Because
hate watching is also very popular.
Hate watching is also very popular. Like I remember when Emily in Paris came out. Mm-hmm. I don't have any hard and fast opinions about Emily in Paris. I watched it during COVID just like everybody else, and I thought it was a cute, weird show or whatever. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really that invested, and people had opinions.
I did watch a video essay that one of my favorite video essays at the time did. He's French, and he did a whole video essay just like this would not fly in real life.
But it's so wild to me how, like, a show like that comes out, written by Darren Star, who's best known for Sex and the City, and, like, everyone's like, she's terrible. She's an awful person. This is so disrespectful to the culture, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, did we expect it to be accurate? Because I didn't. Like, I feel like we have to adjust expectations when it comes to, like, when you see who's on the creative team, you have to adjust expectations. This guy wrote Carrie Bradshaw, okay? Yeah. She's the most divisive female character I have seen in a long time.
And now she has another show.
And that is also causing discourse. So, like, it's stuff like that, but also I know, like, this season of Summer I Turned Pretty, people are locked in. Like, 25 million people.
Wait, it's a series? I thought it was a movie.
It's a series. And I've watched a season and a half. And there are some times where I do get frustrated, mostly just because she's a teenager and I am 2 years away from 30 years old. And, like, I don't have any patience for some of it. But, like, I understand the drama. But I also cannot tell if people are watching it out of, like, sick disdain or if they're genuinely invested in how it ends. And I know there's a Team Jeremiah, Team Connor thing, Conrad? Yeah, Team Conrad thing. But I don't know. Do you like it? Or are you just here to fight? I
don't understand the concept of hate watching. I really don't. I don't understand the concept of hate playing. I don't understand the concept of hate watching because I'm like, if something sucks, hit the bricks. Just leave. I'm like, if I'm not enjoying something, I leave. Like, it's not, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And so, like, when I see, like, numbers, I'm just like, oh, I assume people like the show. And people are like, no, I watch it because I hate it. And I'm like,
and it's crazy because, like, people talk about it, and I'm just like, okay, if you, and they say, like, the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. So I'm like, if you really didn't like this thing, you wouldn't be engaging with it at all.
Yeah.
If you have super strong opinions on the thing, this is so off topic at this point. If you have super strong opinions on the thing, you must have an interest in it to some degree.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like when I got really into One Direct Priority, which is a very good anime to a point, where basically then they just walk off the cliff because they didn't actually have an idea for the ending. And I fucking hate that show. I think it's one of the probably worst written shows, just because of those last, like, 5 or so episodes. But that was, like, the only time I ever, like, I mean, I wasn't even call it hate watching. I was invested in the show, and then they just shit the bed. But we're getting off topic.
We are getting off topic.
I do want to say that you bring up live action TV and, like, kind of fandoms and numbers is a good point, because I remember we were talking to our mom about kind of what fandoms we were seeing at the convention, and I was saying, like, a lot of the fandoms that I think of nowadays that are, like, mainstream live action TV shows are not, like, cosplay fandoms.
No.
Like, I was thinking of, like, Bridgerton. You don't really see a lot of Bridgerton cosplays. You see a lot of Bridgerton experiences.
Yes.
But not, like, you're not gonna go to a convention and see just a random, I don't even know any of the characters anymore.
You're not gonna see, like, a random Kate or a random, you know, or a random, like, you know, the Duke or any of, like, I think, like, you only see it online or if they are a costume girly.
Yes.
Like, and that's their
that's
thing.
their bag.
Yeah.
Or, like, Gilded Age. You don't see those either. But again, that's another...
Yeah, and here's the thing. There is engaged fandom in the Gilded Age, just like there was engaged fandom in his other show, Downton Abbey. But I never saw people... The only time I ever saw cosplay for Downton Abbey was when I attended a Downton Abbey screening. Just, like, by happenstance, me, Mom, and Grandma went to see the screening of the first episode of the final season. And they held a costume contest.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, you know what might be the difference between, like, a Super Hulock fandom and all the cosplay that came out of that versus, like, these new, like, Bridgerton, Our Flag Means Death, Good Omen stuff? It's the quality of the costumes that they're wearing on the shows.
I mean...
Because in Doctor Who and Supernatural and Sherlock, that again, you said, like, a trench coat and, like, a tie.
It's like, so versatile.
Yeah. And basically every one of them has a guy with
we
a trench coat.
We did see 2 Castiels. We saw 2 Castiels, but then there was certain people, because there was one girl who was Castiel and had wings on, so that was clear. But then there was one person who was in a Castiel outfit, but then I was like, is it? Is it? Or is it? Because you can be Columbo, you can be fucking Crime Hound, you could be, like...
You could be anyone. You could be Dick Gumshoe from
You
Phoenix
could be
Wright.
Constantine.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many people who have a trench coat and a tie.
It's so easy to kind of throw something like that together, whereas, like, with something like Good Omens or Bridgerton, especially with Bridgerton or Gilded Age or something like that, you have to put the effort in to make the cosplay. Whereas a lot of, like, these animated shows like that, like, you can kind of find a spectrum of, like, because, like, if you're cosplaying a sports anime, you can throw on a jersey and stuff like that. Or you can, like, if you're playing Has-Been, you can go all out. Like, you can really find, like, a spectrum, whereas nowadays a lot of these live-action shows, again, I mean, this could go into, like, a whole discussion on the fucking big-budget live-action show. Because, like, a lot of these live-action shows nowadays have the same budget as movies. I mean, but then again, you also have stuff like live-action One Piece, where those costumes are very, very simple.
Yeah, when I like the fact that, like, I don't know One Piece and I immediately was like, oh, I know that's One Piece. Like from the character, from the cat, from the hat and the character, like the color scheme and everything is very easy to match. Also, because you have that color block thing, it's very easy.
Again, to adapt it from animation. This is why animation is the superior media.
Well, it's even like when you look at, like, how people cosplay Disney characters, you can go as detailed or as simple as you like, and people still get it.
Yes.
Because the colors are there.
Yeah, then you kind of run into problems with a lot of, like, gaming fandoms, though, too, because gaming fandoms, there's a lot less, depending on the game, there's a lot less, if you're in the JRPG space, at least, there's a lot less handmade costumes, or if you do, you're, like, a seamstress to make these costumes. Like, if you're a Fire Emblem fan, or if you're a Genshin Impact fan, and you're hand-making your costume, you are, like, learning incredibly intricate sewing skills, you are learning how to dye fabric, you are learning how to, like, print fabric, like, if you were hand-making that stuff. A lot of those costumes that you see a lot of those Genshin cosplayers wearing, and again, there's nothing wrong with this, but they're made to order. Those are made to order. I did actually follow a cosplayer who basically live tweeted the 6-month-long process of making her Edelgard cosplay, where she basically handmade every little piece of it, and it's, like, heavy and thick fabric and all this kind of stuff. Really gave me an appreciation for the cosplay space, especially for her skills. She entered it in a cosplay contest. I think she won, like, second. But I think that, like, you're seeing a lot of anime just because it's just easier to cosplay. And again, when Super Rulock was then, it was easier to cosplay because they were low budget. And now everything's higher budget. Now no one's interested in cosplay.
Also, like, Supernatural was kind of identifiable because it was like you wear your flannel, you put your jeans on, some combat boots.
Maybe a little tattoo, like I did your tattoo.
Little tattoo, like you did with me. Same with Sherlock. Like, his outfit is pretty recognizable. The black coat, the blue scarf, and you can wear kind of any color dress shirt underneath, and black slacks and shoes. Like, easy to do.
Doctor, put on a fez and a suit.
Yeah, like, and Doctor Who had, again, such specific iconic things that you could pull out of your closet that it was easier to do. Where, yeah, I do think things have just gotten more complex. Because, yeah, like, Our Flag Means Death, I was able to recognize stuff, but, like, one of those characters, like, they're dressed in, like, 1700s garb. Like, that's not easy to, like, just pull out.
Yeah.
Trying to think, like, Good Omens, that at least has a color scheme to it. Like, Aziraphale's always in the white suits, and Crowley always has, you know, the red hair and the glasses and the black suit. Like, there's clear shorthand there. What We Do in the Shadows, I think you can go crazy. Whatever you want to do with that. Something like...
But then if you go crazy with it, is it recognizable?
I think that's it, too. And then I'm thinking, like...
We could have seen cosplays that gone right under our noses.
Yeah, probably. Then there, like, I'm thinking, like, Interview with the Vampire. I have watched part of that first season, and I cannot think of, like, a costume that, to me, when I look at it, I'm like, that's Lestat, or that's Louis, or, you know.
Yeah.
I do agree with you, like, stuff that, like, and also, like, things with, like, heavy fandoms, like Grey's Anatomy, SVU, things like that. Those aren't recognizable outfits.
It's the face.
It's the face.
Which, again, it's hard to cosplay if you don't have the face.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, even, like, because you do Marvel, and, like, even if you're cosplaying someone from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the costume's already so iconic that you can just kind of do it with anyone's face.
Yes.
Which is why, again, I think that we're seeing a lot of the more animated stuff, just because anyone can cosplay. And anyone can cosplay. You don't have to have a face to cosplay. It's just more about, like, talking about recognizability.
Like, one of the cosplay I did when we went in 2014 was I was Osmond Oswald from Doctor Who, who then later turned out to be Clara Oswald, but at the time, not so much now, Jenna Coleman, the actress, and I looked very similar. So even though I was in a arguably much crappier Oswald costume that I pulled out of my closet, because there was a girl there with a much better costume than me, people kept asking for photos of mine because I had her face.
Yeah.
And, like, this is not like a humble brag, but that's why people stopped me. They told me that. They're just like, you look just like her. And I'm like, this is not even the right dress. This is, like, a random utility belt I made out of shit from my closet. Like, not a good costume. Yeah. But it was not a good cosplay.
Yeah. But you put the love in. You put the love in.
Yes.
And that's the important part. You put the love in. Next year, I'm definitely going to cosplay, though.
Yeah, I definitely want to do, like, Kate Bishop or something. I would love to do, actually, like, the live-action Belle town costume. I would love to do that, because I actually always liked her blue costume from the live-action. Yeah. Just because it expanded upon what was there.
Yeah. We also had some panel ideas for next year as well, which I'll keep those under wraps for now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was... Oh, should we talk about Artist Alley a little bit?
If you want to, you spent more time there than I did.
So, Dealers Hall and Artist Alley, basically. Again, we had mentioned at the top of the episode that it was not corporate at all. It was a lot of small stuff. They had a very, very good tea booth that I think is there, like, every year, but I did buy some tea from them, and they were very, very nice. And then I did get bullied by Lex Luthor into buying another thing of tea.
Oh my god, yeah, the guy dressed as Lex Luthor who, like, forced you into getting the sampler pack.
No. He said he got the sampler pack, but he's like, out of the sampler pack, the best one is, I think it was called the Persephone's. And I'm just like, okay, so I'll get the one that I wanted, which was Drink Me, which is an Alice-themed tea. And then I got Persephone as well.
Yeah.
He's like, that's the best one. He made me smell the thing. He's just like, this is the best one. You want this one.
That's why he's such a good business.
Yeah, and then we saw him outside with a Superman cosplayer. But yeah, so the only thing that I didn't really like about the dealer's room versus artist alley, I mean, there's an issue I have with anime dealer's rooms, with like anime figure dealer's rooms, is the fact that like a lot of them, first of all, there's a lot of knockoff plushies, and I can tell them, I can see them coming from a mile away. Two, they sell a lot of figurines that are just like astronomically priced. Like there's basically a budget figurine brand called Papa Parade, which usually go for like 25, 30, maybe 35. They were selling them for like 90. And a lot of these ones were ones that were like out of print, but like even still, like that was a little exorbitant. Like I saw Felix from Fire Emblem one for like 85, and I'm just like, that's ridiculous. I don't even know if you have the box for it because it's out of the box right now. So that's my pet peeve about the dealer's room. The pet peeve I had about this convention, though, was the fact that the dealer's hall, because the dealer's hall and the artist alley shared basically a space, the dealer's hall had such wide hallways, like such wide walkways, and then you go into artist alley and it's tiny. And I love browsing artist alley. Like that's one of my favorite parts of going to a convention, is going to artist alley and looking at all the prints and getting people's cards and stuff like that. I basically, every single time I went to artist alley, I needed immediately to get out. Because it was like wall-to-wall people. I could barely get close to any of the booths. And there was like people with body paint and stuff like that. We were worried about getting like body paint on ourselves. Luckily, we didn't get any body paint.
Everybody seems to know how to do their body paint.
Yeah, no Homestuck cosplayers.
There were Homestuck cosplayers, but I think like, they knew how to do it.
But like, yeah, Artist Alley was just, it was so cramped that it was just hard to kind of navigate and move around in that space. And you know, no matter how clean everyone is, there is still always going to be a smell.
Yes, there's always going to be.
So
see, that was the thing I said to you. I was just like, God, there's a lot of like human smells, and you were like, oh, it doesn't smell that bad. I'm like, no, it's not like bad smells. It's just a lot of human smell, and sometimes that gets overwhelming for me. Yeah. Just like normal body smells. Yes, like not necessarily BO, not necessarily like anything really bad. Just like body.
We really have an issue with BO.
On the last day,
yeah,
I had some instances.
Well, yeah, but
you can't really escape it.
You can't really escape it, but like it wasn't like we were in the dealer's hall and just hit with an absolute wave of smell.
Mm-hmm.
It was just more like once you're in a crowded room of people, there's just sweat.
Yeah, there's sweat. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. But everyone that I talked to at the artist alley was super nice. There was oh my god, I totally forgot to get their card, but I feel really bad. But there was someone there, and they were in a Fiorina cosplay. You were a Fiorina cosplayer who was boothing at this convention on Saturday, and your name was Corey, spelled Koree. I love you so much. We had a wonderful conversation, and you had so many cool fanfiction buttons. I got one for Toxic Yaoi, Toxic Yuri. I got one for Dead Dove. Like it was, oh my god, great buttons. Oh my god,
you got me one.
Yes, I got you a pen too as well. I will figure out what the store is and I will put it in the show notes because they were just such a sweetheart. But yeah, I mean, overall, good experience.
Good experience.
Yeah.
It's tiring.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever been to a convention and come out of it more energized.
We took breaks.
We did take a lot of breaks. We also made a point of, like, eating this time.
Yeah, there was a food truck event outside, so we could just kind of go out and...
Yeah, it was kind of nice. So, like, you didn't have to just stick with, like, convention, like, food.
The tenders were pretty good. Like, they had good tenders.
They had good tenders. I liked the tenders we got at the food truck because they were seasoned. Yeah. But we also got, like, ice cream at a truck and stuff like that. That was kind of nice because also we could sit out in fresh air.
And it was good to people watch. Like, there was a lot of cosplayers and
yeah,
stuff.
it was
We were
so
sitting,
great.
I think, on Saturday, and there was, like, a Storm cosplayer or something.
It was a black cat
cosplayer. Okay, yeah. And she was getting her photo taken. She was very attractive.
She was very good. We saw like a few different like DC Teen Titans people.
Yeah.
You know what? I saw a ton of Ravens and Beast Boys.
I didn't
just like
really?
Couples.
Oh, it's a good couple cosplay.
It's a great couple cosplay. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good experience. We had a good time. Would go back. Planning on going back.
Planning on going back, but I think we're gonna also try Terrificon next year because they don't overlap.
Oh, we need to buy if we want to go next year, we should buy our passes now because they have a discount right now.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, if you plan on going, if you can get badge mailing, do it.
Do it. Oh my god, do it.
It's so worth it. When we went back in 2023, we were stuck in line to get badges.
Like an hour and a half.
For an hour and a half, and we got there pretty early.
My friend did not get badge mailing done, and they were waiting in line for at least, like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Again, that was Saturday, so like that's the busiest day of the year. But yeah, get badge mailing if you can do it.
It was so nice because also we didn't park on site. I have the hookup.
Don't park on site if you can either, because that is also a shit show.
I had a hookup nearby for parking, and we walked. It's like a 10-minute walk.
It wasn't bad.
And so we got to like enter the convention like basically through the side door with our badges, and it was fine.
Yeah.
So it was. My one concern about ConnectiCon is there is security. There's no security screening.
Yeah.
Like, I wish, even if like we don't have to wait in line to get badges or whatever, obviously there's weapons checks, things like that for cosplayers. Just metal detector at the door. Something like that. I
think the issue is more that people keep coming in and out because people are going to the food truck and people are going to the hotel and all that kind of stuff. So it's more of a concern of trying to corral that many people back in and out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I did see staff would stop people who had weapons. They basically just be like, hey, do you have, like, I think it was like a sticker or something on it, just to check to make sure that they were weapon checked. If they weren't, they would direct them over to, it was basically where you would pick up your badges, and they'd be like, can you just go get your weapon checked over there, come back with the sticker. So there was, like, security, but I never felt really unsafe.
No,
This is just more of, like, an American thing.
This is just, an America thing where I'm like, can we just have... And, sometimes, and nowadays, there may be technology we are not aware of that they're using.
Yeah. It's also, like, you're at a convention, everyone has pins on. Like, you're gonna set off the metal... Everyone's gonna walk 5 steps, set off the metal detector, and then have to get freaking checked.
Yeah.
So.
But, yeah, overall, good time. I mean, we always have a good time. Definitely want to submit for some panels next year. Oh, let's finish it off. Pixar trivia. We need to talk about our triumph of the weekend.
So
we've never participated in trivia at ConnectiCon ever.
No, we do trivia like on our own. Like we will just quiz each other on Disney trivia, specifically Disney trivia and Pixar trivia.
Yes.
We have like Disney trivia games. We do.
We've also like on Disney cruises we have established dominance in several areas.
We will like wear our medals to other like trivia events.
Oh yeah, we're obnoxious.
We're very obnoxious about it.
Yes. Listen, it gets us bragging rights in that place only.
Yes.
But this was the first time we tried pub trivia.
Yeah.
They had set up like a little bar down the end of one of the halls.
You had to show your ID.
Yeah, it was a 21 and up.
It was like a tiny little bar set up. It was mostly bottled drinks, and I think they could do like some like really cheap cocktails.
Yeah, we didn't get any drinks, but we went for the Pixar trivia.
My friend had gotten like some Truly earlier, but
yeah. We went for the Pixar trivia.
And we were kind of sitting there, we're just like, okay, we're at like a nerd convention. We're probably gonna be like maybe middle of the pack. We'll see.
Yeah.
So he starts reading off the questions, and like the first couple were like easy. And then he says like the question was like, who voiced the mom in The Good Dinosaur?
I blanked
too, because I don't like that movie. That's like the only Pixar movie
I like that movie.
And so we're just like, we're freaking out. Because like, we're just like...
So I guessed...
Character actress Margot Martindale.
Esteemed character actress Margot Martindale. I did not know if she had an Oscar or not. She does not.
Because it was Oscar-winning actress.
Oscar-winning actress. That was the only question in that round we felt weird about. It was Frances McDormand, by the way. And we were like, okay, like, I was so worried because I knew we got that question wrong.
Yeah. And
then we looked around after they scored the first round. We were fine.
Looking at people's faces, we were fine. Because basically we would hand our sheet back, it was like school. He would grade it.
It was like school,
and then he would give it back to us. We were neck and neck with, what's their name? Was June? No.
Sky,
I think it was.
Is that their name?
Maybe. Whoever it was. We were the Pixar princesses, if you were there. We were your rivals. But yeah, we were neck and neck with this other person who was there by themselves.
The whole time.
Basically until the last round.
It would be like us or them
No, we were tied.
We were tied all the time.
We were tied until the very end. And like we're looking around, and there's a couple across from us. And so they're filling out their thing, and they get their sheet back, and they got 1 point. And I can see them just like, oh, we're out of our league. And then there was another, because the last round, because it was like 3 rounds. First one was 1 point each. Second one was 2 points each. Third one, it was 3 points each, but if you got it wrong, it was minus a point. And if you didn't put anything, it was nothing.
Yeah.
And so there was a group at the table, like, next to us. I guess they had won 3 points, and they had blown them all in the final question. And they're reading off the answers, and they're chanting 0, 0, 0, 0.
They were good sports.
Yeah, they were great sports.
So we were like, I think we left one of them blank.
We did leave one of them blank. The question was, what real-life historical figure is the only historical figure to be credited in a Pixar movie? And our answer to ourselves that we weren't sure...
That we didn't put down.
Was Carl Sagan. And that's because his voiceover was used in Elio.
I'm pretty sure it was Carl Sagan. I don't know if it was anybody else.
It was Carl Sagan.
Okay.
And the actual answer was Frida Kahlo.
In Coco.
Yeah.
I think what happened was Sky did put an answer down where we did not, so they lost a point.
No, what happened was Sky put all 3 answers down, because we had 2 answers right.
Mm-hmm.
Sky put all 3 answers down, but got 1 wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, he put an answer down where we did not.
Yeah. And so we won by a point.
And what did we win, folks?
We won a giant knockoff Stanley ConnectiCon tumbler, which I've already covered with stickers.
That thing, it's 40 ounces.
It's so good.
It's the size, it's bigger than my head.
We did spend 10 minutes trying to get mine open.
It's bigger than my forearm.
I use it for work. It's great.
I only use it at home because carrying it is actually such a pain in the ass. I hate carrying it.
Well, I work retail, so...
I know. So I keep it at home, and I use it at home, and then I use my water bottle for everything else. I mean, it's great.
It's great.
I mean, it's great. I was never going to buy a Stanley Cup on my own, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I've already covered mine with stickers.
Yeah, Ren's covered theirs with stickers. But yeah, I keep mine. That is my bedside water cup.
Yes.
For, late night
water binging.
Water breaks. Yep.
Your drinking problem.
My drinking problem. Yeah, it takes forever to fill up. I don't know how women live like this.
It does keep me hydrated. But
yeah, I'd say overall very successful weekend.
Yeah, oh my god. And then I had to go right back to work. I had to go right back to work the next day.
I got really lucky. I had a day off.
Yeah.
I didn't think I thought I was going to go into work, but it ended up being, because my job shifts depending on whether there's a show or not. So I'm either 9 to 5 or 11:30 to 8. And that particular week I was 11:30 to 8, and since I was going to be working a weekend day, I got Monday off. So I got lucky. Yeah, so that was kind of like our overview and review of ConnectiCon.
It's great.
Always a good time. Never had a bad time at ConnectiCon. Definitely going next year, and we want to explore more conventions in the New England area.
Do you actually have any convention suggestions for us?
Please tell us.
Yeah, please tell us. We'll look into them.
And we will put as much info about some of the great creators and panelists we met in the show notes. There was other stuff we were going to put in the show notes.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. When I'm editing this, I'll remember what they are. Next episode, what is it going to be, Ren?
It's fanfiction and literature.
It's fanfiction to the traditional publishing pipeline. That's going to be a more research-heavy one.
Wattpad girlies, this one's for you.
This is for you.
Yeah.
50 Shades fans, this is for you. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that. That's going to be a more, like, broad fandom topic one. But yeah, so